And our guest on Absolutely Famous today is Chiefs Super Rugby midfield star Alex Nankerville, beaming in live from Perth, where the competition leading side take on the mighty Western Force on Saturday night. Alex, how are you, mate? I hope you're enjoying Perth, beautiful city.
Hey John, yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. Loving it actually. It's been like summer back in New Zealand over here for the last kind of week or so since I've been here, but yeah, loving it. Wish NZ had the same weather as us at times.
Yeah, she's a bit chilly in my old hometown of Christchurch at the moment, that's for sure. But a great result last week, mate. 31-21 over the Brumbies. Did you take a lot of confidence as a team out of that?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely going into the finals, like defense is so important, especially with the weather in New Zealand. It starts to get a bit colder, a bit wetter. So we took a lot of confidence. I think we made over 250 tackles against the Brumbies. So even though we don't want to be making that many tackles in a game, it definitely gives us confidence kind of going into those games that we know we can win games without the ball.
Yeah, well, defence wins titles, doesn't it? I mean, that's been a cornerstone of the Crusaders for years as well, and it looks as though you guys are following a very similar path. You've got, it's almost a wall that goes up.
Yeah, it's been awesome. David Hill has done an awesome job with it. Keeps it very simple, but it's easy for the boys, and we're pretty lucky that we've got a team that wants to work hard for one another. And I think the front rowers, credit to them. I think they made over 75 tackles as a group, which is, yeah, I haven't heard of that many tackles being made by a front row since I've been playing. So yeah, it's been going really good.
Yeah, gone are the days where the old front rowers back in my time just used to push in the scrum, and that was about it really. And it's far from that nowadays. Busy men.
Yeah, you watch some of the boys in our team play. They've got skill sets, and the way the game's changed to be a lot faster. Like they get around the field really well. So it's pretty good, pretty awesome for us having such a good group.
Yeah. So what was the message from your coaching staff after the game? Of course, I know nothing's perfect, but that's a pretty good result in Canberra.
Yeah, it was. First of all, like stoked that we could finish on top and secure that first spot, especially going to Canberra, which is a pretty different climate to what we have in Hamilton, and being the Brumbies, who have been a good side, and they're pretty tough to beat at home. So I think that was just the main part. We were pretty stoked for that. But it was a little bit just around execution again. We probably let the Brumbies into the game. Our set piece probably didn't function as well as we wanted to, and it ended up being discipline into our half, and obviously having to defend a lot. But yeah, we take a lot of positives out of the day, obviously, as I touched on before. And then when we did get into the 22, we were able to come away with points, probably 75% of the time, which has been a lot better in previous weeks.
Yeah, of course, taking on the Western Force, it's been a banana skin for just every team this year visiting Perth, because they're unbeaten on their home track, and they'll be smarting from a hiding they got last week.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough place to come, Perth. Like lots of travel, obviously different climate, but just adjusting to the time difference and whatnot. So it will be a challenge for us. They're 5 from 5 at home. They're a gritty team. Like they've got some good players, and they will just stay in the fight for 80 minutes. So we're definitely not going into the game taking them lightly. Like we've got a different squad this week, and the coach has been able to give a few boys that haven't played a lot of rugby this year an opportunity. So hopefully that kind of excitement just adds to the group, and we can go out there and hopefully finish on a high and build some momentum going into next week.
Yeah, you've carried on your great form at the start of the season again since you've come back from injury. Are you're in the starting team for Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm starting at 13. Anton's come back into the group. He's just come over from Hamilton in the weekend, so he's going to captain the side, and yeah, there's a few changes which should be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet you're dying to get back into it, and you'll no doubt bump into your old mate Tony Lewis, the former Tasman CEO. Great man, Tony. He's one of our regular guests, CEO of the Western Force.
Yeah, Tony's a good man. He's done a lot for me, so hoping to catch up with him after the game. I actually haven't seen him throughout the week, but our manager Martin Burko David Hill are both good Tasman men. So I think they've caught up with him this week. So heard he's doing well. So hopefully can catch up with him after the game.
Yeah, as I say, he's a top man. Your own form, excellent, Alex. You're happy where you're going? And have you got any confidence that the All Black selectors are having a look at you? Well, they must be, surely.
Yeah, I'm actually very happy with my game at the moment. I've been focusing a lot around my defense this year, just around the kind of the collision area and being a bit more effective there. So I feel like I'm kind of making good steps there. Obviously not the complete package, but yeah, I feel very confident in terms of my attack. I've been kind of reading pictures and working hard off the ball. So that normally, if you work hard, you can get the ball in your hands a lot more and try to be effective there. So still a lot of growth in my game, but yeah, so far so good.
Just rugby intellect, I guess you call it, don't you?
I like to think so, but
yeah, no, it is. I think the top players. It's not just all brawn. Of course, you're in the New Zealand 15 last year that Clayton played overseas. That must have been a great experience.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was pretty stoked to make that team and to go to the Northern Hemisphere and get a taste of that rugby was pretty epic. And to go away with like New Zealand 15, the kind of next best players in New Zealand was pretty special. So both two awesome games against Island A and a tough challenge against the Barbarians. So yeah, hopefully get another taste of that this year. It's kind of my goal, just to keep pushing towards those that higher honours before I leave to Ireland. So fingers crossed. Hopefully another couple of good performances, and we'll see how we go with the team namings there.
Yeah, it just was sad, wasn't it, to see your Tasman teammate David Havili suffer that horrendous hamstring injury in the weekend. I don't think I've ever seen a team smashed by injuries like the Crusaders are this year.
Yeah, they've had a horrible run of luck. Yeah, seeing David there, I was hoping it was cramp and hoping for the best, but I think it was his hammy in the end. So potentially 2 months off for Dave, which is heartbreaking for him going into kind of the All Black selection and whatnot. I'm sure he'll be back in there anyway afterwards. But yeah, they've just had horrible luck. I think they've got one contracted prop fit. The kids again, John Arfoa, Ruben O'Neill, who used to be at the Chiefs. And yeah, I guess that's the nature of the game, but you never wish to see that happen to kind of anyone, any group, and see that many players get injured, especially knowing a lot of them. It's pretty tough. So yeah, hopefully they can all bounce back.
Yeah, it's a great story, John Afara, isn't it? He's a really good World Cup winning All Black, and to come back at 39 and still more than hold his own as a prop at that level is pretty awesome.
Yeah, credit to him. Obviously, he was a legend before coming back, and to do that, yeah, you probably won't see that for another generation, I'd say. So, 39 years old and locking it down for 50, 60 minutes is pretty spectacular. Wish I'll be able to do that when I'm that age, but I doubt it.
I'm sure you will, mate. I'm sure you will. And so within the team, you must be quietly confident. I mean, if you're playing at your best, in my opinion, no one will beat you in this competition. So I guess the challenge for you guys is to be at your best at the business end, which is soon, very soon.
Yeah, exactly right. And like those games are always going to be tough. And they come down to the little moments. So I feel like we've been awesome this year. Like we've got a lot of strings to our bow. So hopefully can adapt to the different kind of situations and that happen in the game with the weather and whatnot. So fingers crossed, but hey, you never know. You just take one step at a time, and then you worry about that when it comes to it. And yeah, I'm sure we're a confident group, so we'll go into the finals confident, but you never know what can happen.
No, that's right. First things first. And what an awesome result for the team you're going overseas to play. And next year, the mighty Munster had a wonderful win in the United Rugby Championship final against the Stormers in Cape Town. What was it, 56,000 fans? How good.
Yeah, it's awesome, me and John Ryan, who's played over 200 games for Munster, stayed up to 4 a.m. in Canberra and watched it. Yeah, it was pretty spectacular. It would have been an epic atmosphere, I'm sure, and played a pretty Northern Hemisphere style of rugby on a pretty average pitch. So, no, it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, isn't it? The passion of the crowd's phenomenal. I watched La Rochelle when they beat Leinster, was it, in the final over, in another championship final over there, and there were tens of thousands turned up to welcome the team home, and in a town that only holds 77,000 people.
Yeah, I saw those photos. Like
Phenomenal.
Yeah, just passionate Frenchies, I guess.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, they are.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. Like it's cool to see. I don't know if you'd see that same passion necessarily here in New Zealand, which is a bit of a shame. Probably 10 years ago you might have, but it's pretty cool, especially for myself heading over that way, to see how much those kind of fans get behind Northern Hemisphere rugby, and to play in kind of front of those crowds that just love the game and love supporting their team is something that I'm going to look forward to.
Yeah, I guess it gives people some sort of gauges the passion of French rugby. You know, I mean, the All Blacks v France, first game of the World Cup, that's going to be one of the most epic tests ever, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Set the tone for the World Cup, which is, like you look at the World Cup in its own, and it's going to be, you can't really pick it. It's going to be pretty epic. So to start off like that, home team versus obviously traditionally one of the best teams in the world, the All Blacks, is pretty cool. So be lucky for you, John, being over there getting to watch it.
Yeah, will it ever? Yeah, there's 14 crazy Kiwis going over together, and can't wait. Just getting a bit of play money together at the moment.
Yeah, lucky you. I wish I could be a spectator over there.
Yeah. Oh, well,
one day.
You might be a player with a bit of luck. You should have been last year, but anyway, that's only my opinion.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. All right, Alex, all the very best for Saturday, and go well against the Western Force, and we'll look forward to having a chat come the business end of the season in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good, John. Thanks for that, mate. That'll be a good game.
Cheers, Alex.